Joining me now with more on the latest lunacy emanating from Team Biden, director at MRC-TV, Eric Scheiner. Eric, thanks so much for being back with us. This is just hilarious. Karine Jean-Pierre has the audacity to call herself a historic figure. And you know, I actually have to agree. She is historic, but not for the reasons I think she's thinking. What do you think, Eric?
I think she has a historically big ego to make a comment like that. And, perhaps she is a little bit historic. She's one of the Biden administration folks that have violated the Hatch Act, according to government officials. Oh, wait, no, that's not true either, because Jen Psaki was the spokesperson that violated the Hatch Act before her. And, of course, there's been other Biden administration officials like Javier Becerra and Ron Klain that have violated the Hatch Act without really getting punished. So I guess that's not historic within the Biden administration to violate federal laws and not be punished for them. Look, what it is she's historically terrible at her job, and I am of the opinion you could put an eggplant behind the podium, and it could probably do just as good of a job as she could.
I think you might just be right about that, Eric. I have to disagree. I have to agree with you rather fully on that. But in other historically abysmal events, did you hear, Eric, that NPR decided to use Father's Day as an opportunity to push pregnant dads? Yes, let's go ahead and take a look at the woman they featured on Father's Day. Wow, Eric, is that not just lovely? I can't help but feel like this is all a push to do away with strong men and just obliterate the nuclear family. What's your take? What do you think's going on?
Oh, isn't it great to see our tax dollars at work? Good old PBS. The piece is a complete piece of propaganda, pushing this pregnant dad. And of course, they have to point out at the end of the article, the one thing that people get wrong about a pregnant dad is they assume that just because, I want to quote this because it's actually in the article, they assume that because what people get wrong is just because we give birth, we suddenly become mothers. That's called science, and it's generally true and generally right. That's not what people are getting wrong. It's what public broadcasting is getting wrong and pushed forth with this lousy agenda that they have. Tax dollars, absolute waste of money on PBS. This is unbelievable, the leftist mouthpiece that organization is.
I just can't believe anyone is still going along with it. It's truly shocking. Well, NPR wasn't the only fake news outlet exploiting Father's Day for political gain. CNN posted this tweet, quote, "Black fathers are often portrayed as absent or distant. But that isn't what most people experience, according to both data and black dads themselves. Such biased portrayals are often based on who is telling the story," end quote. And then following the tweet, CNN then proceeded to get absolutely obliterated in the community notes when this context here was added, showcasing the percentages of children living absent their biological fathers. Eric, why is CNN acting like this is a stereotype when the numbers clearly don't lie?
It's a stereotype unless it's the agenda that CNN wants to push. Despite the data showing that it's 64%. And it's sad. This is something, honestly, even the left has discussed this issue of the lack of fathers in America. Barack Obama in 2008 was talking about the needs for dads to be present in the lives of their families. This really isn't, it's a left woke agenda, but generally speaking, historically, it hasn't been a politicized agenda. And of course, you have folks like ex-NFL player and former New England Patriot, New Orleans Saint Benjamin Watson had that book, A Dad's Guide, and they put together videos on encouraging people to be a father and take part in their children's life. I mean, it is really sad that there are so many in America that are being single-parented, that don't have a father that is taking an active part in their lives. And this is just statistically an issue. For CNN to argue the other way is really just pushing an agenda once again, but that's what the leftist media likes to do.
It is what they like to do, but you're right, it is very sad, and it's sad that they can't admit the truth and shed light on the real issue and perhaps, shift what needs to be done, shed light on what actually needs to be done and make something happen there. Instead, they're just pushing this propaganda, which is just par for the course, I guess.
Highlight the importance and the need for someone to be a father and the benefit of kids having a father in their lives.
Yes.
That would be the way to go about it, but that's not CNN's way.
No, of course not.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.